And a very good morning to you from Tadpoll again. We want to say thank you for inviting me to be the guest host today. I feel very honored to do that. We want to give a shout out to Tad down in Junction City. He said he's going to be watching, so hi Tad. And these are always big shoes to fill, but you've given us a lot of guidance and we appreciate that. So today our first guest on the show is Beau VanLoenen. To talk about Party on the Prairie. It's 4th of July, so we've got a lot of festivities going on, a lot of family getting togethers. But Party on the Prairie, I believe, is the only one in Phillips County this year. Agra is not doing any fireworks, other than Kerwin, where everybody comes to the town square and does their own thing. But there's no organized fireworks, as I understand. Mm-hmm. But Party on the Prairie is more than just fireworks, right?
Yeah, there's a whole host of things going on. It's a busy weekend for a little town. So.
Yes. So tell us a little bit, what are you going to do?
Okay, so Saturday, starting about, I think 7 o'clock is what we have on the flyers. We have free hot dogs. So I want to say we're cooking up 600-700 hot dogs. So I'll be tired of cooking hot dogs by the time we're done. But
you'll be the hot dog then.
I'm gonna try. So we'll start serving hot dogs, and there's some chips, but then we'll have some dessert, which I believe is ice cream. I think we have it secured how to keep it frozen. That's always a trick when it's 95 degrees out. But then when we start in with the fireworks, about 9 o'clock, let's say, we shoot off parachutes for the kids to chase and run around. We shoot off about 300 of those. So
wow.
That's probably the highlight of our night, and a lot of the spectators there is just watching the kids. It's an immense amount of kids that come out, and we immediately follow that with some sparklers. And then we kind of get set up, and when at that point we're just basically waiting for it to get dark. And so around 10 o'clock we start lighting up the skies with some fireworks, and depending on how fast we're able to get through it, that can last anywhere from 15 to maybe 40 minutes at most. So about a half hour is generally a good rule of thumb. And then that ends the activities for Saturday. And then Sunday at 10 o'clock, we have a joint worship there at Prairie View, and open worship that anyone's welcome to attend. And followed by, we go downtown to the community center and have a hamburger feed there, along with all the sides and fixins. And then following that, we go across. Prairie View recently put up a new fire building.
Correct, I know about that.
We're gonna basically do a dedication to that. We're gonna have homemade ice cream over there as well, but people are welcome to come over, view the building. We got a donation or donor board put up inside, so come over and view that and check it out. So
good. You're actually jumping some of my questions because I wanted to say how many hot dogs. So you said 600-700.
I think we always end up adding more at the last minute because we get nervous, and about every year we end up with about 10 or 20 left over, which is just about right for the crew to, when we're winding down, to have a
You
snack.
never want to run out of food,
no,
right?
you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. But
so, and you said about the ice cream. So how many sparklers are you going to have about? If you said 300 parachutes for the kids.
Yeah, sparklers. I think we bought 3 cases of those. So that's probably 300 and some of those. It always seems like it's a ton, and then the kids line up and think, oh man, those went fast.
They went fast.
Like I said, there's a ton of kids, and that's by far my favorite part, just watching the kids. It's something special about a kid lighting up with a sparkler.
And those make beautiful photos as well.
Yes, they do.
Just in the light of that sparkle, to actually see the amazement in their eyes and the smile and things.
Yes,
so the fireworks, it always fascinates me. How do you go about to organize the fireworks? Do you have a pyrotechnic person on site, or
no,
is it just random, or what do you do?
It's kind of how you said, what they do in Kerwin, where everyone comes together. That's basically how this come about.
Okay.
This formed with a few families. I want to say this is the 12th year for doing it, but it started with just a bunch of families that said, hey, let's put our fireworks together and just make it, one decent show, and it's just grown from there to what it is today. But the city, kind of took over organizing it. It's been several years ago now, but kind of took over organizing it. We go and buy the fireworks. Everything you see lit off this Saturday. It's all stuff that you can go buy yourself and do yourself. It's all
nothing fancy, nothing.
No. We did have a couple of years ago, a gentleman, Larry Nelson, over north. He had his license, and he lit off some big fireworks that you can't get. Whatever. And that was fantastic. Unfortunately, he's no longer able to do it, but still very much involved with very nice donation that he gave. But everything we shoot off, why you can go buy. And matter of fact, we bought at Wick's up the street, and so.
I understood that everything you buy local.
Yep.
So whatever you are spending, it goes back into the local community and economy, right?
That's correct.
Right,
Yep.
Which is wonderful. So obviously you can't do this on your own. You need volunteers.
Sure.
So how many people volunteer to help you?
Oh man.
And it's always the same people. I know.
Yeah.
I know that's how it works.
I tell you, there's a lot of facets of this thing that. Donations, I consider those people volunteers, but there's no way we could do it without their help and donations. But the night of, we have it set up. It's basically 4 stations that we're constantly lighting, so everyone just kind of has your set pack of fireworks that you're in charge of seeing.
And then you do it like
consecutively,
sort of.
We try to. It turns into controlled chaos.
Okay.
So we try to do that, so that way there's always something going. But you have 4 stations, and each station you got a person lighting and another person putting artillery shells and all the fun stuff in there. So, I mean, there's 8 people right there. The serving, there's probably half a dozen people behind the scenes serving food, or years before cutting watermelon or getting ice cream or different things like that. A lot of preparation, volunteer hours go into getting the town ready. Like you said, mowing and all the other things. We have a few volunteers. We have all the fire trucks up there, so we have a lot of volunteers, I guess, on standby in case.
So these are the guys from the Prairie View Fire Department.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Any of the surrounding areas?
Long Island. We're part of Long Island too, so they're usually there or spectating. That if things would go bad, we'd have plenty of help to quickly resolve the issue. Now, with the rain, that helps immensely.
I just got the message on my phone today that the burn ban has been lifted.
Yes.
So that would be awkward to have a burn ban and you can't do the fireworks. But I looked at the rain and I thought, well, this is sort of helping it a lot.
Yeah, it's the old schoolyard and ball field at Prairie View, so it's very green. So we're fortunate to have a big space that's green.
Okay.
And to light these off and for kids to run and everything.
I wanted to say, where is this going to be? I've never been to your celebration. I'm actually planning. It depends how I feel on Saturday.
Sure.
Okay, so last year you had it on July the 5th. Is that because it was the Saturday?
That's correct.
And this year it's July the 4th because it's the Saturday.
That's correct.
So what's going to happen next year when July the 4th is on the Sunday? Are you going to move it back to the Saturday, the 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of always try to keep it the closest Saturday to the 4th, with respect to when you can actually light fireworks off too.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But it's always a Saturday, and give or take the 4th. So.
Okay. Then you did answer the question about the Sunday. Somewhere I saw on an ad there's a raffle.
There is. Trying to raise, again, the firehouse that I'd mentioned, and trying to do something maybe a little extra for the 250th. But we do have a raffle. I got to be careful with my words here, but there is a Henry Pew Pew stick that we are raffling.
Oh yes, I thought it was a secret.
It's a size .22. But that's one of the items that we're raffling off, as well as we had a cooler, Riddick, or how I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, cooler, but it's red, white, and blue cooler.
Okay.
And on the top it was printed basically celebrating 250 in Prairie View, Kansas.
Okay.
And so there is a cooler, so we'll have a couple of winners. Woodside family has donated a voucher for, I think it's $50 worth of meat. That will also go with that cooler, so thank them for that. So a couple of really nice raffle prizes, and all that funds goes back towards the firehouse.
Awesome.
Yep.
So it's 5 tickets for $20, if I remember correctly?
That's correct,
okay.
Yes. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
You know, as I said, Party on the Prairie, it's America 250. This is big. I found this in a newspaper. This was of 1907, where Prairie View had their celebrations. It was a whole day thing but they had a lot of speeches. I think it was way more boring then than what it is today, because they had a lot of speeches, and then eventually they'd have the supper, they'd have a band concert, and then they also had at 9:30 p.m. they had a grand display of fireworks. So,
oh, wow.
So this tradition has been going. I also saw that Long Island in 1905. They had a huge flood on June the 30th.
Okay.
That did not stop their July 4th celebrations. They went ahead, they just moved the location, but they still went ahead. And I think that gives a little bit of the spirit of the Plains. And I think all over America, it is go and celebrate. And I think this year being 250, it's a big party, and have fun.
Yes.
Anything else that I've missed?
I think that's all of it. Well,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, or invite everyone to come out, and hopefully they'll have fun.
And it's at 7 o'clock, starts at 7 o'clock?
Yep, we'll start
On
serving
the
food
school,
at 7 o'clock.
at the old school?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's generally, and it's just show up, park where you can. It's basically family tailgating, I guess would be the
Okay.
best way to put it. Park wherever you want. There is reserve or overflow parking, I should say, at the church.
Okay.
So if you can't find it, you're welcome to park there and just walk. You can park out on the street. Prairie View's not a very big town, so it's not a very long walk.
Everybody's going to be forgiving that
but
evening, yes.
It is,
Yes.
but we've had people that are a couple miles outside of town that find a hill and can see them
I've
from
heard
there.
that. I've heard that, yes. And then Sunday, the same thing, park at the church and just walk across to the firehouse after the service?
It'll just be at the church.
At the church,
At
okay.
the church, yep. And then from there, we'll go downtown to the center
Okay.
and all that. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Well,
on
I
the show and
appreciate you
telling me. And
having
I
me.
do hope you have a good turnout. Give away all those hot dogs and the sparklers and everything. So
We certainly will.
And I just might be there as well. So
Well, I hope you can make it.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Thank you, Beau.
Yep, appreciate it.
On the field, taking risks is part of the game. Every yard, every play. It's about going all in. But when it comes to your money, it pays to be careful. With the careful service from First National Bank and Trust, you can detect unusual activity and stop fraud before it happens. Protect yourself and the ones you love with Careful, because being smart off the field is the real win.
We're here for you. Life's better when you're under our roof because you'll feel protected.
Good thing we're covered.
And safe drivers could save too. Also, your family's free too.
Dream fearlessly!
And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. So while they're dreaming, you're saving. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family Insurance.
The Hansen Museum of Logan, Kansas is where history and creativity unite. For over 50 years, we've been your cultural hub, offering a diverse range of exhibits, from captivating Lego brick displays to timeless joy of Bob Ross's art. But we're not just a museum, we're a community gathering space. Join us for thrilling events like Murder Mysteries or celebrate creative talents at one of our many events. At the Hansen Museum, we're not just preserving the past, we're creating memories for the future.
We are taking wheat to the next level. As a producer of vital wheat gluten, advanced biofuels, and important co-products. Amber Wave. Vital. Reliable. Sustainable.
Well, our next guest is E.J. Hall. He's a ex-pupil from Phillipsburg High School, just graduated, and he is our intern at Fort Bissell. So, EJ, how does it feel to be back at school today?
It feels pretty weird, not gonna lie. It feels like it was just like yesterday I was just at school.
Yeah, well, time flies, doesn't it?
Yes.
Just yesterday we said, hey, it's July already, and next month you're going to college. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so you are interning at the fort. Why did you choose Fort Bissell?
Well, I chose Fort Bissell because, it's a great opportunity to try new things out, and it's a great way for me to get out of my comfort zone and talk to new people.
Yeah, you sure are out of your comfort zone.
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
see strangers all the time, you've got to take them on a tour. So what has been the most surprising experience you found at the museum?
Learning all the new things there, like especially about the town I never knew about. And
What did you learn about Kerwin that you didn't know?
that was bigger than Phillipsburg.
There we go.
We had
There
a bunch
go.
of stuff.
Yep.
We had banks and stuff, and it was just big.
Yeah. So when you look at Kerwin, can you actually see where those places were if you look at it now?
To be honest,
Not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, we might need to teach you that.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you enjoy the most of your internship?
I enjoy taking the people around, especially taking the kids around, teaching them how to do, like,
Yeah.
let them learn about
Have
it.
they put you on the spot with some tricky questions?
Yes, they have.
And then what do you do?
I try to answer it, and then I ask them to go to you.
Okay. Okay. Right, there are lots of tasks that we said beforehand that you're going to do that's not history related, like general housekeeping. But what don't you like?
Sorry, probably the cleaning, but honestly, it's actually good. Because in the future, when I have a house or whatever, I have to keep it clean and stuff.
There you go. And if you don't clean, you know what happens.
Yes.
We've got mouse traps out for those funny things. There
Yes,
we go.
ma'am.
There we go. So what is the behind the scenes aspect of running a museum that you find the most interesting, that you didn't know before? Because people see the front, they see everything is nicely laid out and things, but behind the scenes, a lot of things happen. What have you found to be the most interesting or surprising behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, one, you gotta keep it clean and stuff. You gotta have the air in there so it won't be hot for whenever the visitors comes in, and it's be like, ooh, it's kind of hot in here.
We work with the weather.
Yes.
Right. So we're like halfway with your internship. So what would you say, how has this influenced any of your career choices going forward or your college choices? Has this changed anything?
No.
Not really?
Because I'm gonna attend Colby Community College.
Yes, and you're going to study?
Psychology.
Okay, and of
it's-
course, sport.
I'm gonna continue my track career. And I think that's a great way because since I went to psychology, I'm gonna have people and I'm gonna have to talk to them and listen to them, and then I'm gonna have to solve their problems for them.
Okay, right. So I'm of the opinion somebody that does sport and excels in sport, you usually have a goal, you've got a winning attitude, you go in to win. So are you going to apply that same attitude to your academy as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's something, just that carrot in front of your nose. Okay, so our museum is all about stories. You know that all the stories we tell about the Native Americans and Fred Albright and these people. So is there any story that stands out to you that you actually like, that's sort of the nicest story you've heard?
I know you told me a lot, and it's kind of hard to remember a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a couple. My favorite one is probably Indian Joe.
Indian Joe? The story of the shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
How he sold cigarettes and a bunch of cigarettes and
Yeah,
stuff,
yep.
and stole stuff.
Yeah. So yes, there's lots of stories that we have. So what advice would you give to anybody that wants to do an internship and also wants to do an internship at the museum? What advice would you give them? Is it a good choice? Is it not a good choice? What advice would you give them?
It is a good choice. I 100% recommend doing it.
Okay. What is your takeaway on that?
One, you get to interact with the people. And two, you get to speak, listen, and let them tell you stories, and you tell them stories and all that stuff.
Anything else you want to say in closing?
No.
No? Well, we wish you all the best for the rest of your internship and for going to college. Our eyes are going to be on you. We're going to watch you. Everybody knows EJ, so we're going to be following you, and we wish you all the best. We want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And I shall see you back at the museum.
See you back there.
If your vehicle is pulling, shaking, or just doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. At Coombs West Shop, we're more than alignments. We offer engine repair, routine maintenance, wheel alignments, and tire services, including new and used tires and tire repair. One shop, honest work, done right the first time. Call Coombs West Shop at 785-543-6647.
At Farmers National Bank, we believe that strong foundations are built on faith, hard work, and everyday heroes. For over a century, we've been proud to serve the communities that have made us who we are today. We honor everyday heroes who dedicate their lives to serving others. You inspire us to treat every customer with the respect and care they deserve. At Farmers National Bank, we know that strong communities are built on strong foundations, and we are proud to be part of yours. Farmers National Bank, honoring strong foundations since 1921.
Are you looking for reliable insurance options in Phillipsburg, Kansas? Look no further than Rogers & Associates Insurance. Our team is dedicated to providing great options for home, agriculture, auto, and commercial insurance. Whether you're a homeowner, farmer, or business owner, we have the coverage you need to protect what matters most. Trust us to provide you with personalized service and competitive rates. Contact Rogers & Associates Insurance today to learn more about our insurance solutions.
And we welcome our next guest, Shari Buss from Hansen Museum. And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
and
you
I know
for
you're going
having
to
me.
tell us about your wonderful new exhibit.
Yes.
And how are you doing at the museum? Going well?
We're doing well, yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Because I was there just in time the last day of the spectacular. Well, that was there for quite a long time. And somehow I just never made it there, and I thought it's going away, and I thought, I better get there. So we actually made it, and it was
Good.
spectacular. It was
Yes,
great.
it was a
It
beautiful
great.
exhibit.
Yeah. You always have such wonderful exhibits. So tell us about the new one, which is Going Places.
Yes, it's-
Technology of Transport.
Yes, Going Places is made in Perth, Australia.
I saw that.
Yes, and so that's where our astronaut exhibit was made from last year too.
Oh.
And we broker through a company called Imagine out of Atlanta, Georgia. And so they've kind of connected us. And so it's been the museum's goal to have a very family-friendly exhibit through the summer months and extended to the start of the school year to get some school trips planned that
Awesome.
way. So we have a little bit of working relationship established with the SciTech people, and so we got this Going Places, and it is full body immersive. It's about the evolution of transportation, kind of, and how we move goods from place to place. When you walk in, you're walking in like you're going into the airport, and you go through a metal detector, and there's the little conveyor belt with the x-ray machine for the suitcases, which that isn't exactly real, but it shows how it works. And then you go to a globe. And so it's really great, especially with kids, to take them and say, okay, where are you? Can you tell me where you are? Find Kansas in the middle of North America and say, if you wanted to go to Africa, how would you get there? You know, and it makes them think. Some of them say, well, ship. Well, how from Logan can you get to a ship to take you to Africa?
Yes.
You know, so there's a lot of steps and a lot of technology that goes into transportation, and that has definitely evolved through the years. So this exhibit go in a specific way, but like one of the things is you're going to have a puzzle. It's a digital puzzle to build a combustion engine. And then how does that work? If you get the combustion engine put together correctly, how the combustion engine started, how it works. And then another one is simply packing a trunk. We've all gone on vacation.
Yes.
And how much stuff
And
can
we
you
always
fit
take
in your
too much.
trunk? Yes.
We always have just in case. We add another thing, yeah.
So there's a bunch of suitcases, and you try to strategically place as well as you can. One little visitor had it packed but missed 2 suitcases, couldn't get it in there. So she said, we'll just put it in the back seat.
That's funny.
That works if no one's there.
Yeah.
And it even goes on into trains, which we don't have a lot of passenger train travel here, but there it is in the train, and you're switching the rails, and you're picking up goods or people at one station and dropping them off, and you're going against another train, and so you have to switch the rails to get the train positioned correctly, and the other person has to do the same thing. You can go in reverse or you can go forward, and if you're not careful, it keeps going faster, then pretty soon your trains will collide. And I don't think we have a very good overall view of how trains work, you know, but there is a lot that goes into that behind
There
the
is a
scenes.
lot. There is. I've been watching Big Boy from Union Pacific.
Yes.
And he's going to come through Hayes again. And I've been watching a lot of the videos as he's made his way across the to the east. And you see those switching things. I sort of understand that, but I know there's a lot of signaling and a lot of stuff that goes into that. And then obviously it also probably includes air travel. You say air travel, rail?
There's a biplane that has a simulator and you can fly it. So not like a commercial plane for you to fly, but like a personal plane.
Yeah.
And then there's also an information exhibit kiosk where it talks about sorting baggage and how that works. And so you are the baggage sorter, so it goes through an x-ray. Does it look okay? Okay, if it looks okay, then the tag reads and you have to take it to that plane and to get it positioned correctly. So it does include a lot of eye-hand coordination
behind the
as well.
scenes.
But yeah, it kind of gives you an overview of that. Probably, we thought the hovercraft exhibit would be the favorite. And it is really cool, but kids really enjoy loading the cargo ship.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes, it's so foreign, but then the really cool thing about it is it goes through and explains the importance of balance it and how they go, the ballast, and it goes through all these portions of a cargo ship, which is, again, very foreign to us here in the middle of the plains.
Right.
And they will load their cargo ship, and they'll think, oh, we have it, and then all of a sudden one little thing tips it, and they all fall off. Well, think about being in the ocean and how much back and forth, you know, and so there is a lot of thought processes to go into how all of these goods get from point A to point B.
Right, very interesting. Obviously, this is open for all ages.
It is.
Because I'm sure moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas also find this very interesting and want to play along and help the kids and do this, or something like that.
I had a retired couple from Oberlin come in on Saturday. They spent about 2.25 hours. They didn't bring any children with them. They were just fascinated with the whole thing, and then afterwards visited about how cool it was and how neat. And they participated in everything. They even raced the bikes. Okay. There's a section that's talking about, it's called Recumbent Racer.
I actually saw a photo of a kid on that bike.
Yes, and so then one's bending forward, they're riding a racing bike, and the other one's doing a recumbent bike, and you have this virtual track that's ahead of you, and you pedal against each other and see who can win.
It's absolutely awesome.
Yep, they enjoyed every aspect of it.
You have definitely inspired me to come and have a look. So
Well,
I will come and have a look. What other activities have you got going for July?
July we have, next on our palette is Joy of Painting class, or it's Magic of Painting class, June 10th and 11th. And since our gallery is full, our classes are going to be held at the Youth Center in Logan. And that's with Hope Blakely. You're going to have your choices of painting a beautiful mountain fall scene, so we can wish in the cooler weather, or a lovely basket of daisies that have a background that's a little bit more abstract, and you're going to use a palette knife to create that look, and then go in with brushes. Then we have our art camp for kids, and that will be 14th, 15th, and 16th.
I think my granddaughter's probably going to do that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We will start the day off, the week off with printmaking and tie-dyeing. We tie-dyed shirts last year, and the kids loved
That's fun. That's
that.
so fun.
And so Mary Sparks, she's like our local Logan master, and she's come up with some new ways to tie-dye. And then you'll do acrylic painting and watercolor painting, the kids will. Yeah,
Very nice. Who's your artist of the month?
Her name is Summer Yoakum. You guys will probably familiar with her.
I know Summer,
Yes, a beautiful person and a wonderful jelly maker. She has sand plum and choke cherry jelly, and it's all truly farm to table. She goes out and picks the fruit, makes the juice, makes the jelly, cans it. Yeah, and she has them packaged so cute.
I will come and have a look.
A very special aspect of hers is each jar of jelly has a special scripture on it.
Oh, that's
They're all
nice.
different. And so she does call her business Jesus and Jelly.
Okay,
And so
she's been at the farmers markets before, I think.
Yeah,
So-
they would make a beautiful gift because she has done all of the work for you, and each jar is just $7. She has a few gift baskets assembled, and they're really cute as well.
Cute, cute. So I'm always very jealous of your museum, you know, having Fort Bissell, and I look at what you have at Hanson. And you and I have had this conversation before, you know, but to have a nice modern place just wouldn't fit with my old
No.
Pioneer Museum.
Your story is different.
But I love walking through your place. I love what you've done with it. I always admire, you know, your exhibits and stuff. So it's always fun to go and have a look. There's always, and of course the security guard, he's still there.
And
So-
he's perfect for this exhibit.
Yeah. Yes.
We don't ever find a reason why he's not perfect, but it really is a marriage made in heaven here.
Homeland Security at the airport. There we go. Well, Shari, thank you very much for coming on and telling us. And I'm sure there's lots of people that want to go and look at your new exhibit and try their hand at shuffling those trains and loading the cargo ship and all of that.
Yes.
And your hours are, you're open every day?
Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, 1 to 4. Saturday, it's 9 to noon, 1 to 5.
And
then
Sunday.
Sunday, 1 to 5. Now, this Saturday is a little different as it's the 4th of July. We'll only be open from 1 to 5.
You don't even take off?
We only close, now it's 4 days a year. It used to just be 3 days.
Okay.
So we do New Year's, Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Okay.
We added Easter to our holiday closing. So if it is a regular federal holiday, we're open 1 to 5. So
Okay.
keep that in mind.
Okay.
And our website should reflect that.
Okay, well, thank you once again.
Thank you,
So
Ruby.
you've got all of that. Go to the Hanson Museum in Logan and see that wonderful Going Places Technology of Transport exhibition. I need to add this one message from Benny Benight. There will be no commodities distribution in July. The next distribution will be in September. And then I also want to add at Fort Bissell, tomorrow from 10 o'clock, we will have some rock decorating, America 250. We've got 100 rocks that can be decorated any way you wish. If you want to do it red, white, and blue, you're welcome, but any other color would also go. So, and thank you for everybody, and thank you, Kim. And with that, we say goodbye till next week.